This vehicle is the Progetto 46. This is an Italian Tier 8 medium tank. It may be available on the black market for 2021, so I'm going to go through it a little bit. First of all, it is a premium tank, which means that you get the extra credits and the extra crew training, etc. And it is, if you look at the specs, it's kind of an average medium tank. There's really nothing special about it. It's the mechanics of the gun that makes it very popular because it has an auto reloading gun, which is kind of like a 3-shot autoloader, but you don't have to wait to reload all 3 clips. You can fire one at a time and reload one at a time if you want. You can play it like a regular tank. Makes it very popular. When you play Frontline, this is probably the most popular tank in Frontline. And like I said, all the specs on this, the penetration, the gold rounds, the armor, the speed, it's all kind of average. In terms of how you equip it, I usually equip it for spotting because I play on the front lines. If you are stationary when you fire your gun, you use a gun laying drive, and if you move when you are firing your gun, you use a vertical stabilizer. So we're going to do a little bit of a comparison. This is going to be all of the Tier 8 premium tanks that I own. You can see there's 14 of them. Some of them are autoloaders. I would say the Progetto is one of the top of the Tier 8 premium tanks. I think the top vehicles would be the Object 274A, the Bourrasque, the Progetto 46, and the Lorraine 40T. There is another vehicle, the 122 TM, which is the top vehicle with the exception of the load time for the ammunition. So as you can see, the average penetration is 212. This is actually kind of low. The Lorraine 40T is 232, which is in the upper half for a Tier 8 medium tank. 212 is on the lower side, even though we do have some down at 192. I'm going to look at the gold round. It is 259. 259 for gold rounds for Tier 8 is pretty good, but it's still kind of low. For example, the STRV, I believe, goes over 300. It might go up to like 310 or 320. And you do have vehicles, the tank destroyers, with the regular rounds that do 260, 270, 280. But 259 is pretty good for gold rounds for a medium tank. We'll compare it with the Lorraine 40T. And you can see it is 263, which is only a little bit more. And as I said, everything else, the specs are going to be about the same. We're going to look at the armor. You see we got 80, 60, 25, 80 for the turret, 60 for the lower. The weaker tanks, such as the Bourrasque, has 15 and 40. And the stronger ones, like the 274A, is up to 220 for the turret. And we've got a 190 over here for the turret, 127, 200. So 80 is really kind of in the middle, but there are a lot of vehicles with 200, 178, 200, 127. It's in the lower half to get that armor. So the armor is kind of, it's at the top of the lower half. When we look at the top speed, you can see that the Bourrasque is up at 62. Unfortunately, the 55 is more near the bottom. The CS52 comes in at 50. T26E4 is in at 40, but it's also a heavily armored vehicle. So it's kind of medium speed, and it's like I said, it's just an average tank. The reason why it's popular is the auto reloader. This is the auto reloading gun. It is a premium tank, which means you only have the choice of this one gun. The 212 penetration, 3 shells in the magazine, 2 seconds between shots. It is good. 0.33 dispersion is good. The aim time 2.1 is okay. If you get a chance to purchase this vehicle, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. This is one of those vehicles that people play it in huge quantities. The other one is a Scorpion G. Very, very popular. Very good for frontline where you're constantly firing your gun. It's fun to play. And as I said before, Obviously, everyone configures it differently. I happen to use 2 repair kits when I play, and I prioritize spotting. It's just my play style because I'm very aggressive. In terms of the price, because it's a tier 8 tanks cost around $50. The gold price is around 12,000 gold. So if you see it for $50 or 12,000 gold, that's what the typical price is. It would be around 5 million silver. This might be available in the black market auction. Usually the auction price is lower than the price you would buy it uh, when it's offered for sale. Usually you're getting a good deal. There are exceptions. Um, you can't go wrong with this tank. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. The only reason why I would not recommend this is if you want a really high penetrating gun or if you want strong armor. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.